real estate biz is drastically changing, and modern real estate success can't be learned in some old course manual. This is everything they never told you about real estate, where industry leaders expose secrets to success, contemporary lead generation, and how to dominate social media. All moderated by your host, the real estate goat and queen of social media, Carrie Soave.
Welcome to the original podcast, Everything They Never Told You About Real Estate. Today we have a special guest. I used to work very closely to her, top agent Dana Eddy from Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty Imperium, correct? Imperium? She's been in the business for 7 years and has hundreds of deals under her belt. And I can attest to that because we work together. She prides herself in providing her clients with second mile service and is huge in giving back to the community in regards to affordable housing, which is really important right now, by partnering with Habitat for Humanity. Thank you so much, Dana, for coming on the show. I also want to introduce Melissa, my co-host. This is Melissa Vascott. She is 40 years in the real estate industry. And because I have 12, I felt like the fresher blood and a different, newer perspective was really important to this podcast. What do you think?
I think it's great.
Welcome, guys.
Welcome,
Dana.
Dana.
I'm so excited to have you on. Me and Dana, she was a part of my team. Yeah, she was a part of my team for years. She was my favorite, if I can say that. So we're going to jump right in with the main question. What is the one thing that nobody ever told you about this industry that we're in?
Yeah, so great question, actually, because, I do think a lot of people think real estate is just like an easy career. Like it's just easy money. You can just get your license, spend your money, and then just do a million deals and make tons of money. And it's really not like that. You really have to hustle. You really have to work hard. It's hard as fuck, really.
Yeah.
And not only that is like, you're thinking real estate is sales, which it is, but I think the main thing that real estate agents do is market themselves. They market themselves, they market what they have to offer, they have to market their properties to sell them, they have to market, other properties to get buyers. So really, like, you're a marketing expert, and it's hard as fuck,
Yeah, I attest to that. We're small business owners, essentially, that do everything. Like every component of a small business, you have to do. I totally agree with you on that, Dana.
So I think that every agent can agree that this is a really hard job. Do things ever get easier for you?
Oh, that's a good question.
That is a good question. I don't think so. I don't think things ever get easier because in this industry, there's always growth. There's always ways that you can do more and you can do better. You can continue with lifetime customers. You can do residential, you can do commercial, you can do land development. And, I do focus on continued growth and always learning. And it's kind of funny that like every deal is different. Every person's different,
That's so funny. I just said that this morning.
Ever the same.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I've ever had the same deal twice or 3 times or 10 times, right? There's always something that, has to be tweaked or you learn or you can grow.
You could sell a house in the same neighborhood, 2 houses side by side, and each deal is completely different. Because you could have a divorced couple in one side And oh boy, that's fun. And then on the other side, you could have somebody where their spouse just passed away or whatever. So you're like, we have to deal with that. Like we counsel that on top of everything else that we do. Plus, the whole contractual thing is slightly different on that capacity. I totally agree with you. Nobody sees that. They think we drive around and drink coffee all day and go out for lunch. Fuck, I swear to God. And that is like, are you kidding me? I don't fucking have time. Like, I don't even eat until noon in the morning. No.
Dana, did you just see Melissa freeze?
Yeah, she cut out.
Okay. I really hope this is recording properly. Fuck's sakes.
Well, we'll find out.
I actually missed what you said.
Yeah, it completely cut.
It really completely juicy. Froze. So you'll have to say it again.
I just said everybody thinks this job is so easy, and we just basically drink coffee and go out for lunch all the time. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't fucking even eat anything until noon in the morning. I don't have time.
I agree. Yeah, sometimes I've been in my car sometimes and it's been dinner time and I'm like, holy moly, like I haven't eaten anything all day. Like,
yeah. Yep.
That's how much we put our clients' needs like ahead of ourselves, right?
Yeah. I totally agree
Dana,
with that.
How long did it take you to really start have your business just break through and really get off the ground? So from the time that you started until you started making some really good money and having a lot of consistency?
Yeah, it took me some time. I was part-time for a while. I did a full-time job in environmental consulting, and I did real estate on the side when I first kind of got started. And, I know a lot of people, they kind of do that. And now I wonder, looking back, if I gave it my all at the start, what would have been different? But I do believe that either way, regardless, it's really hard to kind of get off the start. So I was on my own for the first 1 to 2 years. And, I was debating, like, do I continue this? Do I finish my continuing education courses and just leave it behind? Luckily, I met Carrie and we started the, all-girl group, and she kind of, provided the leads for me until I really started building my own sphere and network and database and, referrals to kind of get me off the ground. So,
can I just
definitely was a struggle going forward. I can say, like, my first year in real estate, I probably did 3 deals.
Wow.
One double end, one double end at the beginning of the year, one at the end of the year. When I was with Carrie, I can't really remember the numbers, but I would say about like 16, to 20 deals. And then, so 2020, when COVID hit, I joined this new brokerage, Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And it was COVID. A lot of people from, the database were kind of pulling money out of the stock market and investing in real estate. I did like 74 deals that year, which is
74.
Yeah, 74.
I am so
with
proud
or without an assistant. Oh my God. See, this is okay. So I'm just going to interject here because as a new agent in Hamilton, not knowing a soul here, I was really happy with my second year. Actually, I was happy with my first year. It was great. But had I met Carrie and implemented the things that I needed to implement, I am so fucking pissed because I could have done so much more. And it's not like I'm so pissed because that's all.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
big shout out to you, girl.
The right like systems in place.
It's huge. Yeah.
Okay,
It's
can I share a
absolutely
secret with you though, Melissa?
Okay.
When I had my team, I didn't have any fucking systems. Remember, Dana?
Wow.
Like literally the only system we had.
Database, I guess.
Yeah, like I did have a database. I barely worked it.
You did some marketing and you did some lead generation.
Yeah.
Things.
So my system, honestly, that kept our ship running was my ISA. His name was Giovanni, and he was my ex, who we shared custody of my dog, and he was like your quintessential old school corporate sales guy, just really dirty, you know, like just calling people nonstop. So I did some lead gen. The girls would like hang out at my house. We'd lay by the pool, and Gio would come over and he'd take care of all of the conversions and come over and show up at the house and be like, okay, I've got 3 appointments booked this afternoon for listings. Who's
That's
sober?
Crazy.
Who needs a ride? Let's go. He was honestly, but like, that's the thing. I haven't hired another ISA since for my business because I have major control problems. I feel like nobody's going to care about my business like I do.
It's true.
And Gio was like essentially he was family. So he may have cared about my business more than me, which was fantastic. And it's really rare to find. So it's definitely, yeah, I'm all about systems now. I have systems for everything. Like it's
really hard to find good people.
Yeah, that's a
common theme. To work hard and, you know, take it to the finish line.
Yeah, and systems are so important. Yeah. They're so very important. And I am the queen of systems. I preach systems. I've documented every system that you can ever think of. Ever. Ask Melissa. I am insane and I bang this shit out like just constantly. I need a system for this. And then I've got it in my Google Drive and she's like, who are you?
Texting Carrie. I'm like, where do I find this? What do I do?
Yeah, so everything's so well organized and documented now, but that wasn't the case my entire career. Like, you know what drove me to do it? Can I be really honest? Because I always made money. I had no complaints about my business. I did it because I had nothing fucking else to do at the beginning of COVID. I was like, maybe I'll get organized. Right? Everything's shut down. And you guys, well, Dana knows I'm a very social agent. So I was used to being out every single day, meeting with people, socializing with people. And obviously when COVID hit, that shut down. So I was like, and I'm not an idle person. So it really forced me to get my shit together. And really I did it for my own business, but now everybody around me in my brokerage is benefiting from it, right? Like Melissa, what did you call it? She calls me and she's like, okay, I went through the Google Drive. This is a new agent's wet dream. I'm like, you know, it was all triggered by COVID, you know, and
it's so funny, Carrie, because this is what I've been saying to people and I don't think they understand it is like it's handed to us on a silver platter. And I don't know about you, Dana, but the brokerage I was at before, like they offered us a CRM, but no support. And it's like, okay, well, this is great, but what the fuck am I supposed to do with it? Because I don't even understand the power of it. And I mean, I did understand the power of it because of my exposure to what I did the year before I got into real estate. I just didn't know how to utilize it. And I mean, so it's great. Give us all the tools, but don't teach me how to do anything. That is just the dumbest thing ever because
a lot of different brokerages are about quantity and not quality. Like, you know, they don't know, like, I don't want to say anything badly, but I mean, they don't know how to teach how to do real estate deals.
Well, and
that's not their business model. Their business model is recruiting agents.
That's why I left. That's why I left. Because I joined this little entrepreneurial family before, and it went into recruit. And I'm like, okay, what the fuck? So you signed me on, I'm paying into the deal. Where's my support? This is bullshit. So it was really interesting because I met Carrie from a sales thing on LinkedIn, and I'm like, okay, I want to hear her pitch. Give me your 5-minute elevator pitch, which was 30 minutes. And then at the end of it, I'm like, okay, tell me about EXP. Like, tell me, I want to know. And it wasn't even so much about, it wasn't about EXP.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No, it wasn't really about the EXP. It was about the support. And I'm like, to me, like I came from a manufacturing background and had my own company before. So I understand systems and networking and marketing, all of it, and sales. But I got into real estate for for the independence of it. And I honestly believed it was more of a supportive industry than what it was. And holy shit, it's not that way at all. It is now for me. Like now I'm like, I feel like I'm thriving in this environment. But it wasn't like I got in during COVID. So I got in when everything shut down. So all I know, my normal is real estate COVID. And it sucked. Like,
and this is like a dirty little secret of our industry is that it's not collaborative. It's the opposite of collaborative. It's highly competitive and highly secretive. And I'm all about agents sharing like any little bits that they can. That's why we're doing this podcast, Nina, so that we can, take little tips from people who are doing it and doing it well, and take ideas for our own businesses and give all the agents, a little bit of insight, right? Which brings us to our next question.
Yeah, that's me, Dana. So I do. So if you could go back to when you first entered the industry, knowing what you know now, what would you do differently?
I definitely think I'm a full supporter of joining a team.
Interesting. Interesting.
Advice. I do not believe in solo agents. You can't be one, like everything to all people. If you're the marketer, if you're customer service, if you're the admin, if you're the agent showing the house, like how do you have time to sell real estate? You need a supportive network so that you can just go out and just do what you're supposed to do. As a real estate agent, there's certain productivity that you should be completing. Did you show a house today? Did you write an offer today? Did you sign a buyer's client today? Did you sign a listing today? Did you get a referral? Did you get a review? Those are the things you should focus on daily and complete, like check box off once a week to really determine. You shouldn't be going out and, nailing the sign in the yard. You should have somebody that's, doing that for you. It's like delegating the tasks that don't lead to results,
you know what that's called?
Right? So
that's called leverage.
In leverage, leverage your people,
leverage.
Systems, and technology. Exactly. Yeah.
Now, I don't know if I agree. I don't know if I agree 100% on team, because a team can look like different things. So for a new agent, a team is great, or for a part-time agent, a team is great. Different scenarios. In terms of I think you could still be a really good solo agent with 7 VAs and in-person admins. I think that for me,
plus systems.
For me, that model looks more appealing than starting a team. For myself, I've had a team. I love you, but it was a lot of pressure and a couple lawsuits. And, you know, I think if I were to do it next time,
lawsuits for me.
No, I think if I were to do it next time, I would just hire more assistants. So like a marketing assistant,
to assist you in doing your job better.
A couple virtuals, tech guy, you know, like I would set myself up so that I don't have to do anything, but physically the one thing that nobody's allowed to do, which is actually trade in real estate, right?
So,
can
I ask you a question based on that then, Carrie?
Yeah.
Is because you, like, I have experience only of working at one other brokerage, and it was more of a boutique brokerage.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying no to a team, but you have that group environment with what you've created within EXP.
Yes.
So, and that's what I was really searching for, was that group environment. And I went back and forth, Dana, because I thought I wanted to be part of a team, but I'm a bit OCD like Carrie, and I'm like, nobody's going to give a shit about my stuff like I am. So I don't know about that. So I kind of I like the environment we have because it feels very team-like, but it's us. We're still independent. And I'm not sharing my paycheck with anybody.
So I have a question then too. I mean, if you like, just to not argue, but like just to
well, we can argue.
Question. What are you going to do like when you go on vacation? What's going to happen to your business?
Yes.
Do you even have a business if you go on vacation? Because
very stressful.
I've built a
real
group.
Estate or...
Yeah, I've built a group. I wouldn't call them team members because they're all independent agents. And I provide them with all of their systems and everything they could ever possibly need in regards to real estate, or I can get them what they need. I'm kind of creating a mini brokerage inside a brokerage. Okay. And providing things that no brokerage will even fucking touch. Let's be honest. So in exchange, you know, I had a dentist appointment this morning, and I was trying to put together an assignment sale, and it was 24 hours conditional on the buyer seeing the property. So if it got accepted, I would have needed to take them out there, and it's in Brantford, so it's over an hour away from me. So I called up one of the girls in the area in our group, and like no questions asked. She was there to show it for nothing. But I provide a lot of value to everybody as well, right? So there's kind of a trade-off. If I want to go on vacation, I'm sure I could ask Melissa to take care of my clients, right? So I still get that environment, but it's because of what I've built personally. If I wasn't in the situation,
you know.
Yeah. So if I wasn't in that situation, they would only have assistants. But I feel like, you know, you got to have that one relationship where you can help each other out when you need it, right? Do you need a whole team?
I had that.
I don't know.
We need an assistant.
This is for me personally. I'm just not really into it right now at this point in my career. I was, you know that, for like 4 or 5 years. But right now, no.
You should read this book. I think it's called Death of the Solo Agent, Rise of the Super Profitable Sales Team. And see.
Well, and you know what? I am huge on leverage, and I do believe in, you know, teams for other people. And I'm very supportive. I have somebody in our group that is has a team and wants to grow her team. So I support that and send her people who are interested in working for somebody else. I think that, you know, Melissa would be a great team leader at some point. But for myself, like I am.
You have experience like trying to grow a team, and I agree. It's not easy. It's not easy to find the right people.
Well, here's the thing.
That would be my biggest
career. At this point in my career, I'm only working with my SOI and people that call me directly. I am no longer prospecting for my business. I have a coaching business as well, which is really taking off. And I'm hoping, you know,
I'm so proud of you.
That's what I love to do though. Like that's what fulfills me. So like real estate was fun. And I was like, oh yeah, let's like hunt and kill, you know, like all this, you know, energy. And that was so me for a long time, just hunting and fucking killing and eating all the time. Right. And I loved it, but there was always a missing piece. And until I started mentoring people like you, Dana, when I had my team, I didn't realize what was missing. And then I figured it out and I thought, okay, if I can do this on a regular basis, then I'll be completely fulfilled. So I built the coaching program and I feel amazing. I love doing it. Not that I don't love real estate, but like that's my future. So not that people can't call me to buy and sell their homes anymore because I still do real estate. It's just, I'm not out running lead gen at this point in my career. I'm just working off my database, which I've been in real estate for almost 13 years. It's pretty good.
That looks really different to somebody like me who's just entering their 4th year. So especially post COVID crap that we had to deal with too. And not even COVID. It's like the interest rates and everything we're dealing with now. It's like you said, Dana, every deal is different. Well, same with the markets. I mean, they're fluctuating up and down all the time and we have to adapt to that.
Exactly.
And
it's not static.
We're the authority. We're supposed to know. Like I have said this so many times. I feel like I've had a business. I've like managed 60 sales reps. Like I understand. I feel sorry for the kids coming fresh out of school with their real estate license going, I'm going to sell a house. And they have no concept of everything that is involved in this. Like, I almost feel like we should be obligated to mentor them. I truly believe that because there's so much to know.
Like a co-op.
Yeah, it should be mandatory.
That's actually probably a very good idea because you go through schooling and like the stuff that you learned in those textbooks, like really.
They don't teach you the one most important thing. They don't teach you the most important thing, which is how to generate business. They don't
tell you how to generate business. They don't how to teach you necessarily, how to book showings, manage your clients.
No, I remember all of that clearly. And it was like, what the fuck do you mean I have to write a clause in my test or one of the exams? And I'm like, you never told me how to do that. And then realizing that we have access to all of that. It's just like, you just need to know which clauses we have to use or which conditions have to be put in an offer. But you're telling me I have to like write one up, like just whip one out of my ass and write it out. I had no idea how to do that. It was ridiculous. So
you don't need to know how much window are like R5 windows or whatever.
Tell me about it.
The structural composition of a roof.
So with where we're there, like with all of this that we just talked about, what's one piece of advice or a secret that directly contributed to the success of your business that would help others right now, like getting in and starting? What is it for you that would help people? Because you had a really fucking successful few years.
It's been good.
No denying.
Yeah. It's been good. I always contributed to 4 main things in order to run a successful real estate business, really any business for that matter. So you can translate this knowledge to any business. The first one is the use of our CRM to manage your business. That's very, very important. You need to have, all your contacts in there, schedule set, appointments, notes written, reminders, everything needs to happen automatically to manage your clients. That's, one thing. The second thing is you communicate by USP. So what's your unique selling proposition? Why should I do business? You have to answer the question, why should I do business with you versus anyone else versus do nothing at all? You have to answer that for your clients, buyers and sellers. Number 3 is I'm actually very interested in this as well. It's DISC mastery. So it stands for DISC. So you basically have to sell to your clients how they would like to be sold to, not your sales skills, right? So there's 4 personality types. People are usually, 1 or 2 or a combination of 3 of those. So you need to be able to communicate your style to them. And the last one is focusing on high value targets. So, maybe those builders that have 800 units to sell,
create relationships.
That's kind of like how I contribute my success for those 4 reasons. And I think that you need those 4 components to be successful in this business.
I love it, Dana.
Wow.
I first heard about DISC a couple of years ago. And honestly, I like that big, big ticket last one. Relationships with the right people are everything. They're everything. Okay. So I have a question for you. You know me, I'm huge on authenticity, on transparency. So this can be real estate related or personal. But tell me something that not many people know about you that you want to share.
Good question. I am a pretty private person, I feel. So I do keep my personal life kind of private. Let's see. I mean, one thing I do, stand for is no debt other than your mortgage or mortgages. So I drive a Hyundai Tucson, 2011. Hyundai Tucson, nothing fancy. And it's almost got 400,000 kilometers on it. So it's I'm 8,000 away from hitting that $400,000 mark. And that's kind of my goal to hit it. If I keep it much after that, I don't know. But whatever I do, my next car is going to be all cash. So I do kind of think, people should live in that world where you don't have a lot of debt. You should buy your car in cash and just invest in real estate.
I love that. No, I love that.
Dana, oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, I love that. I absolutely love that. That's exactly what I was looking for, Dana. I'm just fuck off. Seriously.
Yeah.
It's brutal. Okay, so Dana, surprise lightning round. We're going to play a game.
I'm excited.
Would you rather?
I don't know what's
Would you rather real estate edition? Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So, first of all, buyers or sellers? Who would you rather work with?
I mean, when I'm working with I'm so indecisive. That's another thing. When I'm working with sellers, I'm like, oh, I wish I had buyers. And when I'm working with buyers, I'm like, I wish I had sellers.
I know.
Right now in this market, I'm going to go with buyers.
Yes. Ding,
Me
ding, ding. Cold calling or door knocking?
Neither.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. I love it. I would say the same thing.
Reach out to me. People.
Okay. Condos or homes?
Homes.
Okay.
I mean, I guess it depends on like if you're an end user, then maybe you want a home. But if you're an investor, you could maybe.
What kind of deals do you want to do?
Home buyers and the budget's right, but. Homes.
But what kind of deals do you want to do? Condos or homes?
Oh, okay. Homes.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Do you remember working with me? Every condo listing I got, I just handed to Dana. I'm like, I don't want to fucking do this.
I was the condo queen. I did all of your condos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about Instagram or TikTok?
Instagram.
Oh.
Why?
Face.
I know why. I want to know
why. I don't use TikTok. I don't use TikTok. I feel like it's a younger generation, but then at the same time, I do feel like a lot of the trends start there first and then come over to Instagram. So maybe I'm just 2 weeks behind, but I'm old. So.
Oh my God.
More than TikTok.
Dana, it's not just young people on TikTok, and their ad center blows Meta out of the water, which is fantastic.
You get leads from your TikTok?
I actually teach TikTok and TikTok ads manager in my coaching program, and people are like, what? You can run ads on TikTok?
Do you use TikTok?
I just started. I was kind of against it for a while because I mean, I'm in real estate. Why do I fucking have to do all this social media? But it's very validating because it's a delivery of information. So I embrace.
How do you find
TikTok.
it? Like, have you got leads from TikTok?
Oh, I haven't. I just started with TikTok, so I'm just looking at it as information providing. All my leads came in almost from social media when I started. Seriously. Which was amazing because I just looked at it differently. I'm like, oh my God, I have all this information and I want to share it with you. And this is how I can do it. Ta-da. And I didn't even realize what I was doing when I was doing it. And that's the interesting thing. So if I would have had the toolkit that I have now when I started, I'd be like 10 times where I am right now. So
basically providing, advice and guidance and recommendations to buyers and sellers that need it has attracted you business.
100%.
So that's awesome.
Yeah. It's validated who I am. So I'm pretty authentic. Like I'm not, what you see is what you get kind of deal. Which, I think that's a good thing. I think we need more of that in this industry.
Okay, I have one last would you rather, okay? Would you rather work with a millennial first-time home buyer and their father or
fathers
or a couple in the middle of a really nasty divorce?
Jesus, Murphy. I would choose the millennial. I love first-time home buyers and I love their fathers because half the time, they're maybe helping them out. They're very, I don't know. I've never had problems with their fathers, really.
This is all
I
just
would
for fun.
choose that over a divorce.
Yeah, I love first-time home buyers. Love first-time home buyers.
They're so grateful. I love just like walking through them, like every step of the way, holding their hands.
It's like I feel like their mom. So yeah, I love it. I love it. It's honestly one of my. I have a couple right now, first-time home buyers, and I don't know. I thrive in that environment. It's a lot of fucking work. Like. Let's be honest, it's a lot of work because everything they have to learn it themselves. So we have to show them and guide them, but they don't get it like somebody who's already owned a couple of houses does right away because they've got to figure it out. So we have to sort of structure them. It's like teaching is what we're doing.
Yeah.
So, but I love it.
That's why I threw it with their father in there because it's fun to teach, but when you throw in somebody who is used to being an authority figure into the mix, who maybe hasn't been involved in the market in 20 plus years, it can get a little it can get a little interesting, right? But you know what? These questions are just
the first. Yeah. Another tip for advice is in sales is always agree. always agree with the father, and then say, you know, if I was in that situation, I would feel the same way too, but this is how it is.
That's good advice.
I love it. Yeah,
that's good advice. Objection handling is a real,
instead of being like, you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on the show today, Dana. It was such a pleasure to talk to you. I'm so happy to see you doing so well. I've watched you your entire career. I've known you your entire career, and I'm really proud of you. And you're going to just keep on building and building and building because that's the type of person you are. And I can't wait to see more.
Thanks for listening to Everything They Never Told You About Real Estate. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. To connect with Carrie or for more information about her coaching program, check out carriesoave.ca or at Carrie Soave and Associates on Instagram and TikTok. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.